formal sense, but at the same time they may give very helpful explanations, and sometimes they say things which lie behind the majority opinion and which help to explain it. Sometimes, of course, they show the way to the future, and they may give views which will become international law. So I think one has to look at separate and dissenting opinions without giving them the same weight as the majority opinion. Your question on resolutions of international and regional organizations as state practice, I think it's difficult to give a general answer. You have to look very carefully at the circumstances in which a particular resolution is adopted, whether it was intended to reflect state practice, whether, for example, as with the Friendly Relations Declaration of 1970, I think that was very carefully negotiated. It was understood by all the states concerned as reflecting the view of the law that states held at that time. There are other instruments adopted by the UN General Assembly which are much more political. States vote for them because they can't think of a reason not to vote for them. It may be less, they carry less or more weight, and you have to look very carefully at the individual resolution, in my view, before deciding whether or not they are useful as a contribution to state practice. I think mention was made earlier of the possibility of regional customary international law. I think that is an important topic, and it's one that the Commission will look at, as we will indeed look at the other topics, for example, that were mentioned by the representative of Malaysia in his very thoughtful speech. I think I'd better stop there because we're running out of time, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll give the floor briefly to Secretary General to make an announcement.
Thank you, Madam President. Having heard interventions made by Member State of ALCO, I would like to propose to adopt a resolution in memory of late Ambassador Chusei Yamada in recognizing his contribution in the field of international law. Late Ambassador Yamada has played a significant role in undertaking research and formulating viewpoints based on the experiences and information from this part of the world, and carrying forward the same to the ILC, a forum for codification and progressive development of international law. In that regard, the ALCO Secretariat would provide